Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Today I've got a fragrance first impression slash unboxing of this fragrance. Date for Men by Fragrance One, which is Jeremy Fragrance's fragrance brand. I'm assuming everybody watching this knows who Jeremy Fragrance is. He's the biggest fragrance YouTuber currently on YouTube, and his brand, Fragrance One, makes fragrances that are tailored to specific situations. So you had the first one, Office for Men, which is supposed to be worn in an office situation, or supposed to be the best possible fragrance for the office. This one, Date for Men, same thing except for dates. In this video, I'm going to show you guys the packaging for the fragrance, which you can pretty much already see, but we'll take a look at it anyway. And I'll spray this on and give you guys my first impressions on this fragrance and how good I think it is and if it's worth the money. So let's go ahead and jump into this. This bottle right here, I bought with my own money. This one was not sent to me for review, though I do know that bottles of Date for Men are being sent out to fragrance YouTubers for review, so I imagine you're gonna see a whole lot more of these videos pop up as people get their bottles in. As of right now, Date for Men is listed on the Fragrance One website for $247.99. That will get you one bottle of Date for Men right here, 100 milliliters in size. As of this video, there's a coupon code VIP50 that will get you 50% off of that $247.99, which is what I actually used when I bought my bottle. As far as I'm aware, that's a limited time code. I think it's only in effect until the 26th, 27th, 28th, something like that of December this month. So it's actually going to expire really soon. Now I'm not sure if after that code expires, if there's gonna be another 50% off code or maybe like a 30% off or something like that. I have no clue. Maybe it's gonna go to BOGO, buy one, get one, like Office for Men did. I don't know if it's gonna go away and then not be replaced by a code, because $248 is a whole lot of money for fragrance, but we'll have to see. Just letting you guys know what I paid for this one, how I got this one, the code I used, all that stuff. Office for Men is extremely divisive. People basically pick sides before that fragrance came out, decided if they liked it or didn't like it. If you go to Fragrantica.com, you'll see a whole lot of that, a whole lot of people trashing it that probably have never smelled the fragrance. Same goes for Date for Men. A lot of people pick sides before this one was even released. I would wager most of the negative reviews on Fragrantica.com of Date for Men are by people that have never smelled the fragrance. All of that is to say basically that you're gonna have to take what is said on Fragrantica or similar sites with a grain of salt. Date for Men, just like Office for Men, was perfumed by Alberto Marias, very popular, very famous perfumer. He's made some of the biggest fragrances of all time, including actually the biggest fragrance of all time, Acqua di Gio, just in case you didn't know that already. Now I'm gonna read really quickly what Date for Men has note-wise and what they're trying to get across. This is from the Fragrance.one website. Got it on the phone right here. Date for Men is an oriental fruity powerhouse. We have a clash of 4 fruits, bergamot, lemon, mandarin, and juniper berry, mixed with a clash of oriental sexual masculinity of 4 notes, patchouli, oud, vetiver, and cardamom. The fruity opening is the flirtiness on a date, the laugh and smile. The rich mids through patchouli and cardamom brings the seduction. Then we have the immortally masculine oud and super sexual vetiver. So there we go. That is what's in Date for Men, those notes. And we've gone over the price, $247.99. And now we're gonna open this one up. Can actually smell it just a little bit coming through the box already. So if you're familiar with the Office for Men presentation, you already know about the Date for Men presentation because it's the same thing, only this one says date, but I'll quickly show you on camera. So here you have the front of the box, Date for Men, size and concentration down here at the bottom. Got Fragrance One, made in Germany on the back. Then on the bottom is your ingredients and your batch code. And there's a quick look at your bottle, Date for Men. Go ahead and remove the cap so you can take a look at the atomizer. So yeah, the presentation is the same. The box is similar to a tester box. And then you have your bottle here, which the atomizer on Office for Men is really good, so I'm expecting the same thing out of this one. All right, moment of truth. Let's go ahead and spray this on. Yep, atomizer's good. And I'll spray it on a tester strip as well, just to see if there's a big difference between how it comes across on skin versus tester strip. So it's definitely appealing off the top, very much in line with what you would expect from a designer fragrance, like a nice, sweet designer fragrance. I've also heard this get compared to this fragrance, Ultramall. So I've sprayed that on my right hand, just so I can contrast and compare, see if it really is that close or not. Because that's the word on the street. The word on the street is Date for Men, very similar to Ultramall. There's a little bit of a similarity, but to me, Ultramall is coming across more like syrupy sweet, sickly sweet off the top. Now, this is a fragrance that I do like. My wife loves this fragrance as well. It's not a knock on the Jean Paul Gaultier when I say that, but there is a similarity. Yeah, there definitely is. Yep, for sure. Now, it's not quite as bubblegummy as the Jean Paul Gaultier. Again, like I said, not as syrupy sweet, synthetically sweet, however you want to call that. Not quite on the level of the Jean Paul Gaultier, though Date for Men definitely does have some sweetness here initially that's gonna put it in that same style of fragrance, just not quite as in your face. So you've got this citrus combo off the top, the bergamot, the mandarin, and the lemon. Comes across more bergamot and mandarin than it does lemon. It smells good though, a good amount of sweetness. Cardamom in there is apparent as well. I know it says there's oud in here, but I don't pick up any oud, at least not initially. I'm assuming as it dries down, maybe some more of that would creep in here. I'm gonna let this sit on my skin for a while, then I'm gonna come back to it and finish up the first impression. Initially, my thoughts are that it does come across more like a designer fragrance, a little bit of a similarity to Ultramall though, not as sweet, not as cloying as Ultramall, which to me is actually a good thing. It does smell pleasant, it smells nice. It's not something that I would say, wow, where did you get that from, if I smelled it on somebody else. But it's not made for me, it's made to get compliments from women. So I'll also check with my wife and a couple of her friends, come back and see how that went over. I can tell you initially here, at 275 bucks, it would be an extremely hard pass for me in terms of my own money. At half off, it's not as bad. At half off, we're at close to 140 bucks for this. That's still pretty rough for me personally, spending my own money, $140. But I will say that on a 1 versus 1, Date for Men versus Office for Men, I prefer the smell of Date for Men. Here initially, there's nothing in it that makes me say, oh no, it's not for me, it's not overwhelming, it's not cloying. It's got a pretty nice smell to it. So let me let this dry down. I'll come back with you guys here in just a second. For you, it's going to be a second, but for me, it's going to be hours, and we'll see how this does in the dry down. Okay, so I'm back. I had this one smelled and rated off camera. Got 8.5s and 9s, so really good. As this dries down, I do like it more. I think the dry down in Date for Men is more appealing to me personally than the opening is. It does still share a little bit of a similarity to Ultramall, not the same fragrance, but just like in the opening, it's not as synthetically sweet as Ultramall. It's not as in your face, not as cloying, not as bubblegummy, but the vibe is definitely similar. Almost like if you took the Jean Paul Gaultier, removed a lot of that bubble gumminess from it and maybe freshened it up just a little bit, still retaining that spicy, sexy sweetness. It's basically what Date for Men is. Now to me, Date for Men 100% comes across as a designer fragrance. If this were in like a YSL bottle or even a Jean Paul Gaultier, Paco Rabanne, Armani, whatever, if it was in one of those bottles, I would 100% expect that. Not trying to rag on Date for Men at all. To me, this does smell like a really nice fragrance, especially in the dry down. Definitely a compliment getting kind of scent, easy to wear, versatile. It's got good performance so far, but it does not at all come across like what I would expect a niche fragrance to smell like. To be fair though, I don't think that's Jeremy's market. You know, his market is primarily people that are all about compliments, versatility, performance, really nice designer fragrances. So this is made for his market. So I'm not at all surprised. To be frank, I think if he made a fragrance that smelled like, you know, a more off the wall niche fragrance or a more complex or challenging kind of fragrance, that it wouldn't be what his followers, his subscribers want or expect. It definitely comes off easy to wear. It is pleasing, like I said. The opening probably is the part that I wasn't the most excited for, but as it dries down, to me, it gets better and better. Spray the opening again on a different spot. Yeah, right off the bat, the bergamot does come across strongest. When you very first spray it on, if you smell it immediately instead of letting it settle for a few seconds, that bergamot comes through pretty strongly. As it heads through the mid, the sweetness in here comes off almost like a berry, like a blackberry or something. When you smell it, it's got this sweetness that's just like right on the edge of the fragrance, and it doesn't come across like citrus, just berry-like. And I actually really enjoy that. It also does come across like there's like an ambroxan something. It might not be ambroxan, but something in that family of notes. It's not listed as a note in the fragrance, but something like ambroxan is in here. It gives you that familiar tingle in your nose. If you're sensitive to ambroxan, then when you smell it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Doesn't smell bad, doesn't smell overwhelming, doesn't smell cloying. It's not as strong as in Office for Men, but it's there. I'm not saying that as a negative toward the fragrance, just to be clear. I'm just saying that I pick up a little bit. So this is gonna get me some flack, but I think it's a nice fragrance. I think it smells nice. I like the way it smells. Like I said, the people that I've had smell this so far, which admittedly is only a few people, have all said that they like the way that it smells. Performance seems to be good. The only drawback really is the price. It is priced pretty high, especially if we're talking the full retail, nearly $280. I would say that is extremely high for what the fragrance is. At half price, $140-ish. That's still pretty high priced, but at that price, it's not something, at least for me personally, where I'm kicking myself for buying it, because I can actually get some use out of this. It's not gonna be for everybody. If you're looking for something extremely unique, not gonna be for you. If you're looking for something that, you know, comes off like a Xerjoff, like a Raja Parfum or something like that, not gonna be for you. If you're looking for something that's gonna come across like a high quality designer type date night scent, compliment getting type scent, even one that you could potentially wear on a night out to like a bar or club or something like that, then this could work really well for you. Again, price wise at $278, $280, whatever. For me, it's an extremely hard pass, so I've got to tell you guys, I wouldn't go for it at that price at all. At half off or buy one, get one, more in line, still on the expensive side considering what you can get at discounters for that price, but not bad. And I can tell you guys that just now I put these up against each other when I did the, you know, the quick smelling right up there, and the Jean Paul Gaultier lost. So just straight up, was not chosen once over this. So I like it, I like it. The way it smells is nice, it's pleasant, it's enjoyable. I don't really get any oud. I know that it's been pitched as having oud in it, oud, but I really get next to no oud. Maybe there's just the faintest little touch in the dry down, but it's not enough to really even be very noticeable. If oud was not listed as a note in this fragrance, you wouldn't know it's there. Because I can tell you, this one that's been on my hand for a few hours here, I can't tell there's oud there. I can pick out some nuances where I can think, oh, that's probably the oud, because the note is listed, but if it wasn't there, like I said, I wouldn't know it's oud. More so, spicy sweet cardamom and vetiver in the dry down with maybe a little touch of patchouli. Not a dirty patchouli at all, not even the tiniest bit. More just spicy, sweet, slightly woody, almost like with a tiny touch of what smells like musk, which could be that ambroxan kind of vibe that I pick up in the opening, but it smells good. People are gonna hate on it, I get that. They're gonna trash it, they're gonna say, oh, if you have smelled fragrances at all, if you have a developed nose, then you won't like this, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, I don't think that's true. To me, it smells nicer than Office for Men considerably. I would much rather wear Date for Men than Office for Men. The dry down is pleasant. The opening may not be for everybody, but to me, everything about this is nice. Not mind-blowing, but nice. So there we go. Date for Men. Like I said, this is being sent out to people. Expect a lot of videos on this one, and If I get some of these sent to me, I will probably do a giveaway for you guys, maybe for Christmas or something if I get them before then, and if not, maybe for a New Year's giveaway, something like that. And I know that Jeremy Fragrance gets a lot of hate. He gets hated on by a lot of people. They don't like his persona, they don't like the suits, they don't like the confidence, whatever. I do have to give him respect for starting his own company and taking you behind the scenes step by step by step, showing you how everything came to be. Him working with Alberto Marias, him in the factory, him going over the samples and things as they came in, just the whole thing from the Kickstarter all the way through, and actually showing people how it was for him to bring this to fruition. So while you out there may not like Jeremy for whatever reason, at least he's being straightforward, showing you how this came to be. You may not agree with the pricing, you may not agree with the fragrances, whatever, but at least he's not really hiding it from you. So I give him respect for that. All right guys, if you've smelled Date for Men, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. As always, thanks so much for watching, thanks for all your support, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.